If you're hearing this, I'm already dead. No, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not alive. I don't breathe. I don't eat. I don't laugh anymore. I was murdered. Not by a stranger, not by a thief, but by my home best friend. Yes, the person I called brother, the one who held my secrets, the one who stayed in my house and ate my mother's food. He looked me in the eyes and smiled while planning how I would die. My name doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that you listen carefully because this story could save your life. It all started with one phone call. That day, that day felt strange from the beginning. I woke up with a sharp pain in my chest. My dog, Bruno, kept barking at nothing, staring into empty corners like he could see something I couldn't. My mother said, "Don't go out today. I have a bad feeling." But I just laughed. "Mommy, nothing will happen. It's just Felix. We are going to chill." Felix, my best friend since childhood. We have shared slippers, stolen mangoes, skipped school, and even cried together when his father died. If loyalty had a face, I thought it was his. Around 2:13 p.m., he called me. "Guy, make we hang out. I wan show you something special. No ask question, just dress well." His voice was cheerful, too cheerful, the kind of cheerful that hides something. I wore my favorite jean. I sprayed perfume. I even brushed twice, thinking maybe we are going to meet girls or something cool. But deep down, something kept pinching my heart like a warning I refused to hear. As I stepped out of the house, my dog howled long and loud. He tried to block me from leaving. My mother shouted, "Come back here." I said, "Don't go out." But I waved. "I will be back before sunset." I never came back. Felix picked me up with a bright smile and loud music. We laughed like old times. We even stopped to buy suya. It felt good for a while. But when he drove past our usual street, "Bro, where will they go?" I asked. He smiled and said, "Somewhere private. You go love am." He lied. He kept driving. The road grew silent, the trees taller, the clouds darker. It felt like the world was watching me walk into a trap. But still, I followed him because he was my friend, because I trusted him. That was my biggest mistake. And that was the last time I ever saw the sun. They say your spirit knows when your body is about to die. Mine did, but it was too late. The road we took was long and quiet, like the world has gone to sleep. No cars, no noise, just the wind, whispering things I couldn't understand. My chest felt heavy, and for a moment, I thought maybe I was overthinking. It's just Felix, my guy, my brother. But deep inside, my soul was already crying. Where will they go? I asked again, trying to hide the fear in my voice. Felix didn't look at me. His smile faded. His hand gripped the steering wheel tightly. He finally replied, "You go understand soon." Those 4 words, I will never forget them. The car slowed down in front of a big, broken house with no name, no number, no sign of life. The gate was wide opened, like it had been waiting for me. Every step I took inside that compound felt like a step away from the living world. I noticed strange red clothes tied around trees. A small clay pot lay broken at the entrance. I stepped over it. The air around me changed. It became colder, heavier, like something evil had taken a deep breath. "Felix, what's this place?" He didn't answer. Instead, he smiled, put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Just sit down. Everything is set." Set for what? I followed him inside. The house was dark, even though it was daytime. No windows, just a small candle burning in the middle of the room. The smell of blood and ashes filled the air. My heart started beating fast. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind me. 3 men appeared from the shadow. They wore red wrappers around their waist. Their eyes were painted black. Their bodies were covered in strange marks. I took one step back, my voice shaking. "Felix, what's going on?" He turned around slowly. He didn't smile this time. His face was cold, blank, like a stranger had entered his skin. "I'm sorry," he whispered. Then he looked away. He couldn't even look me in the eyes. The tallest man stepped forward and said in a deep voice, "You brought the sacrifice. Now we begin." My body froze. My voice disappeared. I couldn't move. 2 of them grabbed me. I screamed, but no one heard. They tied me to a chair. My mouth was shaking with fear. "Felix, please, what are you doing? I'm your friend." But he just walked to the corner and covered his ears. That was the moment I knew I wasn't going home. I looked around the room, the symbols, the bloodstains on the wall, the whole drums leaning against the wall. It wasn't just a room, it was a slaughterhouse, and I was the goat. You know that moment when your heart stopped, not because it's tired, but because it knew the end has come. That was me, tied to a wooden chair, surrounded by shadows, sweat, and tears running down my face like rain. The room felt alive, but not in a good way. It was breathing, hungry, waiting. The candle in the middle of the room flickered like it could feel my fear. "Please," I whispered, my voice shaking. "Felix, don't do this." But my best friend, the boy who once held my hand when I was scared, who shared Gary with me when we had nothing, stood in the corner, silent. His head was down. He couldn't look at me because deep down, he still knew I was human, still knew I was his brother. But greed is louder than guilt. The tallest man, the ritualist, stepped forward. His voice sounded like thunder in a dry sky. Tonight, the spirit shall drink. He dipped his fingers into a bowl, a black powder and painted symbols on my forehead and chest. My body trembled. I screamed for help. I screamed for my mother. I screamed for God, but nothing happened. The floor began to shake slightly. The other two men started chanting words I couldn't understand. It felt like the walls were closing in. All tears ran down my face. Then the ritualist picked up a sharp, long blade. He turned to Felix and said, "You brought the soul. Now you must take the blood." Everything stopped. Even my heart beat. Felix took one step forward. His hands were shaking. He reached for the blade. I looked straight into his eyes. "Felix, remember our childhood. Remember when you fell from the mango tree and I carried you home on my back. Remember how we used to dream about the future. Bro, I still love you like a brother." His hand paused for a moment, his eyes filled with tears. But then he looked away and took the blade. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I just want to blow." I screamed, not because I was afraid, but because my heart broke into pieces. The knife touched my skin. Pain, fire, cold, silence, and then darkness. Everything went blank. No more pain, no more noise, just nothing. I was gone. I was no longer in my body. I floated above it, watching them cover me in white clothes. That's when it hit me. This is how I died. Have you ever watched your own burial? Watch people cry over your body while your soul stands beside them, screaming, but no one hears. That was me, buried but still awake. I don't know how long I floated. Maybe days, maybe weeks. Time means nothing when you are dead, but not gone. I was stuck between two words, too heavy for heaven, too innocent for hell, just trapped in the middle. After the ritual, they dumped my body in a shallow grave behind the old house. No coffin, no prayer, just soil and silence. They left me there like a trash, like I never mattered. But here is the thing they didn't know. You can kill the body, but you can't kill the truth. 3 days later, someone found me. A hunter who had lost his way stumbled across my shallow grave. He saw my finger sticking out of the dirt. He called the police. My mother was called. She came running barefoot, her wrapper torn, her voice shaking. I stood beside her, crying, "Mommy, I am here. I didn't run away. I was killed." But she couldn't hear me. She fell to the ground, clutching my dead hand, screaming so loud the sky turned grey. My friends came. Some cried, others whispered lie. Maybe he joined bad gang. Maybe it was Yahoo gone wrong. Nobody knows what he was into. But Felix, he wore a black shirt and dark glasses. He stood at the back, face calmed, pretending to cry, pretending to mourn the very life he stole. He even walked up to my mother and said, "Sorry, Mama, he was my best friend." I wanted to scream. I wanted to strike him down, but I couldn't. I would just whisper now, "A shadow." I watched as they carried my body to a cheap white casket. I watched as they lowered me into the ground. I watched as the sand hit the leads. Every shovel of earth felt like a slap, a reminder that I was really gone. Then the final prayer came. The pastor said, "May his soul rest in peace." But I didn't rest, because peace doesn't come when your killer stands at your grave smiling. And so I remained a soul, wondering, waiting, watching, because my story isn't over. They say the dead don't speak. They say once you cross over, you forget. They lied. I remembered everything. The night Felix held the knife, the shots, the betrayal, the tears that burned my eyes as I begged for mercy. I remembered it all, and I waited quietly, patiently for the right moment. Because when the soul is taken wrongly, it doesn't rest. It lingers, and sometimes, just sometimes, it fights back. It started slowly. Felix thought the money would wash away his guilt. They paid him. They gave him a car, clothes, chains. Girls chased him. People called him boss. He was living large. And peace, he never found it. First, it was small things. He would hear footsteps at night when no one was home. He would wake up and find the lights off, even when the generators was running. He started hearing whispers, my voice in the dark. "Felix, I'm watching you. You killed me." He stopped sleeping. His eyes turned red. He started screaming at shadows. His own mother said he was possessed. They took him to pastors, prophets, but nothing worked because guilt has no cure. Then the dream began. Every night, he saw me standing by the door, blood dripping from my chest. Sometimes I cried. Sometimes I laughed. Sometimes I just watched him. He started locking his windows. He broke his mirrors. He even stopped walking past my street. But no matter where he ran, I followed because the dead have no distance. One night, I entered his dream and said just 5 words. I will not rest, Felix. He woke up screaming, ran out of his house at midnight. Neighbors found him barefoot, sweating, shouting, "Leave me alone! Leave me alone!" He begged me. That's when people started talking. That's when the lies began to melt. Whispers flew from mouth to mouth. Felix dey confess for midnight. E be like say im friend spirit no go let him rest. But I wasn't after gossip. I was after justice. One night, I stood by his bed. He looked straight at me. Our eyes met. He fell to the ground, shaking, crying. He begged me, "Please, please forgive me." But it was too late. His soul had already started sleeping. He was dying slowly, day by day, not by poison or bullets, but by guilt, by the truth that refused to be buried. I didn't rest. I couldn't. Not until the truth rose louder than lies. My name had been buried with shame. They whispered I was into runs. They said maybe I was a cultist. Even my own uncle told my mother, "Leave it to God. Don't ask too many questions." But I was screaming from the grave. And one day, someone finally held me. It was my little sister, Ada, only 12 years old. She was the only one who still spoke to my photo on the wall. Every night, she would light a candle and whisper, "Brother, talk to me. Who did this to you?" And I answered, not in words, but in signs. She began to dream, clear, heavy dreams. She saw Felix standing over me with a knife. She saw the room, the blood, the betrayal. She told Mama. At first, they thought it was just a child's fear. And then Felix confessed, not because of guilt, not because he found God, but because he couldn't take it anymore. The dreams, the shadow, my voice in his ears. He walked into the police station barefoot, eyes red. "I killed my best friend," he said. "I used him for rituals. I don't want to die." The news broke the internet. Young man confesses to killing best friend for money ritual. Yahoo plus gone wrong. Ghost torment killer until he confesses. My face, once forgotten, was everywhere. On blogs, on radio, on YouTube. People cried. People cursed. Mama wept in public. "I told them my son was innocent," she said. "They called him names, but God fought for him." And me, I stood there, unseen, but smiling through tears, because the world finally knew. I didn't just disappear. I was sacrificed by the one I loved most. Felix was sentenced. His family moved away in shame. But my name stayed behind, cleaned, honored, and remembered. They built a little bench near my grave. Children now sit there and say, "Na here the boy wey dem kill for ritual dey rest." No, I don't rest. I watch. I warn. I whisper. Because there are many like me, souls taken too soon by greedy hands. If you ever feel me near, know this: I don't die in vain. My story must be heard, and now it has. Lessons from the story. This story teaches us that not everyone who calls you friend truly loves you. Sometimes, the deepest betrayal comes from the person you trust the most. Jealousy wears a friendly face. The same hand that claps for your success might be sharpening a knife behind your back. Greed turns heart cold. The love of money can make someone forget your laughter, your loyalty, even your life. The soul remembers even when the body is gone. Pain echoes in the spirit, and sometimes the truth fights its way back through tears, dreams, and confessions. No evil stays hidden forever. No matter how dark the night, truth will always find its way to light. Maybe not today, but someday. Every betrayal has a price. Karma doesn't need directions. What you plant in secret will grow in public. If you feel something is wrong in your spirit, don't ignore it. Your gut is often your soul trying to speak. Listen before it's too late. What you do in secret will one day speak louder than your prayers. Felix killed in silence, but the spirit screamed unto the world listening. Let this story open your eyes. Trust wiser and never be blinded by sweet words, because sometimes the dead tell the truth the living are too afraid to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this story, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming stories. Feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Your support means everything to me. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed and keep enjoying great stories from me to you. I love you all. God bless you.